Welcome to our webinar on digital advertising. This is the first of a series of advertising webinars and is mostly focused on retargeting. That is selling to customers or prospects that you know have interest in your products or services. We'll also want to introduce story marketing because they go together very nicely. The most effective form of marketing is storyboarding. And if you look in the mid 80s when Steve Jobs left Apple or was fired from Apple, the reason was he launched the Lisa computer. And when he launched it, he put a 9-page ad in the New York Times that highlighted all of its benefits and statistics. The launch was a failure. When he went to Pixar, he learned how to do stories. And when he returned to Apple and he launched another computer, his launch was a success. For this product, he only had a 1-page ad, and on the page, he only had 2 words: think differently. Steve Jobs had learned how to put himself in the customer's position, and instead of talking product, told the story that we do the same when we look at digital advertising, which at RP Design we divide into 21 distinct ways of advertising, and for each individual customer we customize a program. This webinar will be concerned with digital ads and video that also can be run on display networks. If you're like most businesses, you found that you're feeling your industry is getting more competitive each day and you don't really know what to do about it. You're struggling to make your website more effective in attracting and servicing customers, and you're really stuck with how to get in front of customers. Every day you're seeing different offers about marketing and advertising. The purpose of this series is to give you the facts behind each technology, but not to discuss the technology in depth, rather in depth on how to use it to get more business. So what we're going to reveal today on advertising is going to change things a bit for you. To start, let's look at some trends that are happening right now that will make it easier for you to stand out from all of your competition, to turn your website into that customer generating tool you'd like it to be, and also to do something that only large companies were able to do in the past, and that is brand your business. Let's take a look at a revolution that has occurred mostly behind the scenes, where digital display advertising has exceeded the amount spent on TV advertising in 2016, and is continuing to grow at a faster rate. And the reason for this is it's more effective. You just can't TiVo to get around a display advertising campaign. So what are display ads? These are the ads that you see when you go to any website that accepts ads, like Weather Channel, Fox News, NBC News, History Channel. And of course, there are thousands of these sites. But the nice thing about display advertising is these ads did not get there by accident. They got there because you did something that the seller wanted you to do. So if your business needs new customers, what's the most effective way to get new customers? Well, you would say testimonials. You might say referrals, and you're right. But if you're looking at customers that have never seen you before, it's traffic. And the traffic quality increases if you are using traffic from prospects who already want your products and services. So let's look at the three major ways to get traffic or visitors to your website. SEO is the traditional, pay-per-click or AdWords being the most famous, and then we have display ads. SEO takes a lot of time. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a spa owner who had just started in the business and had launched his store. He told me, Bob, I hired a SEO expert to get me more business. And I didn't know how to tell him that he needed business the next day or the next week. And with SEO, he was going to have to wait months before the program got effective for him. Also, there's no guarantee because everybody is competing, high competition, and fairly expensive, maybe the most expensive way to advertise. If you look at pay-per-click like AdWords, it's instant. It also has high costs associated with it because you're paying for every time someone clicks on your advertisement. There's a lot of competition in it. If you were looking to get highly ranked for a term like business, it might be $100 per click. So it can be very expensive. Display ads are also instant. They're lower cost, and I'll show you why. They're lower competition because mostly huge companies are using them, but not so much smaller businesses. And it also fits into your budget. There's all sorts of technical terms for ads, real-time bidding, and we can discuss a little later what that all means. But let's right now compare a pay-per-click program versus a digital display program. With pay-per-click, you're placing your ad in front of somebody based on their search terms. Did they search for a dentist, a pet supply, shoes? In contrast, display ad marketing is placing your ads on websites based on their interest. Health, home improvement, beauty. With pay-per-click, you're only paying for clicks, and they can range from $10, $20 to $80 for one click. With display ads, you're paying based on the cost of impressions. How many times is that ad being shown? And you're paying per 1,000 impressions, not for the clicks that occur because of that 1,000 impressions. With pay-per-click, there's no branding or ability to follow up with people that click on the ad. They click on the ad, they go to the website. With display ads, in contrast, there's long-term branding and the ability to follow up with visitors based on their engagement level, as well as tell your story over time. There's two types of display ad marketing: retargeting And the use of retargeting is to get the 96% of website visitors who don't contact you. Cold ad traffic is in a way similar to pay-per-click, because now you're sort of guessing what customers want, what their interests are, where they're located, what their demographics are, and you're using that to get them to your doorstep. With retargeting, someone visits your website. We capture 100% of them by dropping a small amount of code called a pixel in their browser. And now we're marketing only to them when they go to a website that accepts advertising. And we follow them for 1 to 3 months until they're ready to buy. And basically, we're following them with a story about how your business is going to help them. With the cold ad version, we're placing ads on sites that interest our target market. We're marketing to everyone who visits these sites, or we can do it for a city, or we could even go as fine as a particular building in a city where we know that potential buyers will congregate. With any type of display advertising, whether it's video or traditional ads, we split test. And the purpose of split testing is to find out which version of the ad is most effective. And the whole idea is to maximize the number of clicks per spend, 1,000 displays. And once we have a prospect with a cold traffic display ad, we always drive the traffic to the website so we can retarget them. Right now, I'd like to show you a strategy that can get you more customers with retargeting. And keep in mind, we're telling a story. But before we do that, I want you to think about how many visitors do you get to your website every month, and the value of that visitor. And the reason I want you to look at that is, like any other form of advertising, you need to always do the trade-off between what it costs you to advertise versus the value of the advertising, how much revenue it's actually bringing. So let's take a look at how do we solve this problem that 96% of website visitors never contact you. Somebody is visiting your website and they leave the website and go to a competitor, and you lost a sale. How can we fix this problem? Is it a problem? Because every visitor that has gone to your website is a prospective customer. And we've thought about the fact that they fit into one of 3 categories. They were looking for a good deal, and you didn't have one. They were looking for a reputable company, or they were looking for a specific product or service. And you can see that it's possible with display advertising to have ads that are just focused on offers or reputation or branding. The secret that your competitors may not know yet is you can improve your results, because if you do not 1 ad but 10 ads over a period of time, where you're getting rid of banner blindness, because you're telling a story, you're not telling a single slice of a story, And think of the ads you see in political elections where you constantly see the same ad. Eventually, you ignore it, and that's banner blindness. So what we create or recommend is a 10-time retargeting funnel where somebody leaves the website, you identify who they are, they now go to a website that takes advertising, and a couple of things happen. First, from the point of where they hit the browser to go to the website, in the background, what's happening is we are identifying that this individual went to our website and stayed there more than 10 seconds. So they're a prospective customer, and we're bidding against other merchants to drop our ad onto the website they're going to. So before they get to the History Channel website, all of this has happened in the background, and when they get there, they see an ad for a product that they've already been thinking about. And we might offer them a discount or an offer ad to go back to the website and convert as a customer. We might do that for the first couple of days, and then after that, from let's say day 4 to day 8, we might run a reputation. Come back to us because we are the best painter or the best florist in your city, and don't take our word for it. Take what our customers are saying. And then after that, for the next 10 days, we might have an offer ad, and then another reputation, and then a product branding ad, and then another product branding ad, a discount ad. So you can see the way we are building up and telling this compelling story. Here is what we did for a chamber uh, retargeting, where the first ad is oriented towards millennials. Join us now. Join us because of the fun we have. Join us for the events we put on. Join us because you can do business networking. Join us because you are now becoming part of a group or a family. Do you see that the key is join, join, join? These ads are targeted to sell memberships, but the way it's targeted is a soft sell from the point of view that we are identifying to the potential member the value of the chamber for them. Here is how the ads would look on the Weather Channel. And you can see that when we're talking about a ad, each ad is actually an ad set of 16 different varieties of sizes, because when we are bidding for space on a website like the Weather Channel, the space that's available might only be this rectangular ad versus this type size ad. Here is the traffic results, or excuse me, the results for the chamber over a 6-month time frame. The number of impressions, or the time that the ad was run, was 136,000. The number of clicks, or click being a return to the website, over 900. A click-through rate of 0.66%, and 13,000 pixels had been dropped at that time. If we compare this to AdWords, the cost of 900 clicks might be 10,000 or higher, Also, there's no branding with it. And the other thing to keep in mind is this type of advertising is very focused. So you can get real-time reports like this on a hourly basis to see how the ads are doing. There's no guessing. Display advertising. So if you look at the retargeting, it was done in the state of Connecticut. 13,000 pixels or visitors with 136,000 impressions. The devices it shows up on were phones, tablets, desktops. And if you look at this map, one of the strengths of display advertising is the fact that it can be hyper local, that we can zero in and only advertise to a particular building. So it could be that focused. For example, if there's a convention center for builders and you are a builder supplier, then doesn't it make sense for you to drop your ads into that convention center for the duration of the convention, and maybe some of the hotels that your prospective customers might stay in? A auto dealer that used this hyperlocal type of advertising had the experience of when a customer of a competitor dealer was getting his car maintained and had received a prospective bill of over $12,000, got on his website to look at alternatives, saw the dealer's ads, because basically he saw it on the cell phones, called the dealer immediately, and the dealer over the phone said, "Hey, we could do that for $500 less," and immediately got a new customer that he could relate to having a display hyperlocal ad campaign going. Okay, if you look at the different type of ads, the number one ad to convert a prospect to a customer is reputation, in this case and in most cases. Next most popular would be a call to action ad, such as call us today for a genuine discount. Okay, so if you look at the retargeting funnel, the telling a story over time, can you see how this is different from what you're doing today? Can you see that by hitting different interests over a 90-day buying period, that you're actually telling a story that can compel a individual to come back and buy your product? Thank you for listening to this webinar and for coming to this end. We have something very special for you, the viewer, to give you a competitive advantage and to give you a chance to experience what a display advertising is. And that is, for a limited time, we have a beta program available to help you. Our team will create a $500 ad to help convert your website visitors, and we will install the ad on your website at no cost. There's no catch. There's nothing to purchase to get a free ad or to learn more about retargeting. Call us or click on our offer. Again, thank you for attending this webinar. Have a good day. And if you need any type of web advertising, do not hesitate to call us.